So are you telling me that when they log into their account at SVB and it says that their money is safe in a Morgan Stanley or BlackRock money market fund, oh, you weren't smart enough. You're SOL. You should lose that money. Is that your position? I mean, really, are we going to do that? Hold on a second. Is that the position of the Republican Party? Is that small businesses all over the country, and if you do this for SVB, you're talking about doing it for Signature Bank, and you're talking about doing the next half dozen banks that basically there's a run on them right now. Their stocks we're tanking and are being frozen. Okay.
So David, I think I want to say a couple things here because this worker ponification did bother me over the weekend, where actually people are just using the idea of workers. Suddenly Silicon Valley tech startups with uncapped upside, the business plans of multi-trillion-dollar companies are now reclassified as small businesses with workers. Let's talk about that for a second, okay? Most of these are venture-backed tech companies banking with Silicon Valley Bank, okay? Now, they have uncapped equity upside that taxpayers that indirectly bear the cost of this, and they do, did not enjoy. And here's the other thing, okay? You and I know this well, so let's not play this game where, you know what, the investors in these businesses, it would be a very painful thing to do. But if you made a mistake as the management team, the business model of every one of those tech companies is the same today as it was last week and as it was last month. So if those business models are really viable, there's capital that those investors, frankly, people like you, can be putting into those same portfolio companies. But that is a difficult thing to do. It is painful. I know it is painful. It involves dilution. It involves added capital off a venture firm's balance sheet. The founders are going to make less money when their stock goes up. And that's part of the consequence and part of the bargain of capitalism is when you make a bad risk management decision by putting way too much money in one bank. Even if your business model continues to hold, you personally are going to make less money because you had to actually raise capital to make up for the hole that you created on your balance sheet. That's how capitalism works. Now, I think this quantification of the worker to say that this is about, now it's not tech startups, let's call them small businesses, and then it's really about the workers is really actually a myth to actually protect people just from equity dilution. And here's the other thing on that point. Many people, and you know this well too, who did business with Silicon Valley Bank had special arrangements with Silicon Valley Bank. Now, you and I share in common the fact that venture debt is usually a bad idea for a startup. But nonetheless, Silicon Valley Bank did provide venture debt to a lot of these startups, which allows those founders and CEOs to own greater ownership percentage in their firms. The taxpayers,
they got
we
get it. They got an advantage. I'm up against a break. I want to give you just a quick chance to respond to David, and then a much more full chance after the break.
Yeah. So listen, I understand that tech startups are a convenient punching bag right now for a political candidate, but we need to be specific about what these companies did wrong. They opened a checking account. They opened a bank account. They didn't manage their business in a risky way. They did what every other small business in the country would do, which is open a bank account. And you want to tell them, you want to act like it's a moral hazard if we don't make them, hold on a second, if we don't make them responsible, if they don't lose all their deposits, they didn't make risky investments here.
Roku put $480 million that they need to, can I finish? SVB. That's not a small business error.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, let him finish. Go ahead, David.
They did not make risky business decisions. They did not make risky investment decisions they need to be bailed out of. They opened a checking account. Give me a break. There is no moral hazard here. Listen, if you went to the doctor and he basically committed malpractice, it's not your fault because you didn't shop for a better doctor. If you go on a plane and it crashes, it's not your fault because you bought that ticket. Give me a break. Small businesses are not in the position to evaluate the balance sheet of these banks. Even Bill Ackman, a sophisticated investor, says he can't figure it out. It's up to the Fed to do that.
So change the rules for everybody.
The Fed has to protect depositors. They have to provide confidence in the system. And the reason why you're seeing a run on the banks right now is there is not confidence. That is why we have to restore it. That is why we have to protect deposits. And if you don't protect deposits in this country, okay, then we are going to have a banking crisis like you've never seen before.
Then do it for everybody the same way with one set of rules. Not to say it's $250,000
I'm in
for
favor
everybody
of that.
else, but you change the rules after the fact for Silicon Valley Bank.
No, let's do it for everybody. We absolutely have to do it for everybody.
Well, I mean, is there some endless supply of money that we don't know about? Sherry from Omaha, Nebraska has this to say about Genucel. I have sensitive skin and I am careful about all products. Then my husband bought me Genucel's immediate effects product and Genucel deep firming serum. Felt it working immediately. Eyes look amazing, face feels smooth, and it diminished the appearance of wrinkles. So impressed, and thanks to Genucel and my husband, I take Genucel everywhere. It's not just Sherry, as you know. Genucel has sold over 1 million products to women and men across this great country of ours. Say goodbye to fine lines, wrinkles, and even those annoying under-eye bags and puffiness from years of endless Zoom calls. and look 5, 10, even 15 years younger just in time for the warmer weather. Best of all, guaranteed results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. Go to JennyCell.com to see for yourself with 70% off their most popular package right now. All their best stuff, including the classic under-eye bags and puffiness treatment. Free shipping and luxury beauty box containing 2 free gifts with every subscription. Go to JennyCell.com/MK60. GENUCEL.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.